Scoot Henderson will be the best player to come out of the 2023 NBA draft. Listed at 6'2", about 200 pounds, his explosiveness at the basket is almost identical to a future Hall of Fame point guard we saw get drafted in the top 4 picks just 15 years ago. Yes, Russell Westbrook. You go on YouTube and you type in Scoot Henderson highlights from his G League days, man, there are a couple of dunks on there that are just straight up disgusting. Make you put the stank face on and everything. And we're not talking about just regular explosiveness. We're talking about nasty explosiveness. A young Russell Westbrook type explosiveness to his game. Even the passion he shows when playing, the emotion he shows after making great plays is very Russell Westbrook-esque. You know, that dog mentality of I'm going to attack you every single time I touch this rock. We see the explosive plays, we see the dunks, we see the defense. It's easy to make the comparison to a guy like Russell Westbrook. But honestly, when I watch him, I see flashes of guys like Donovan Mitchell, Dwayne Wade, and Bradley Beal. Notice I mentioned all slashing two guards. Listed at 6'2", Scoot Henderson looks and plays a lot bigger than what he's actually listed at. Not only do I believe Scoot will be the best player in this draft class, I also believe that Scoot will come into the NBA and will be a high contributor to the Blazers right away. The 2 years that he spent in the G League away from high school, away from college, will be the exact same reason why he comes in ready to play. He had to become a professional. He went from being a kid to being a professional athlete for not only 1 year, but 2 years already. People don't truly understand, but being a professional athlete, outside training is done on your own, maintenance of your body in the offseason is done on your own, finding out what you like/need to do in your downtime and spending it wisely is also a huge part of being a professional athlete. Whereas in college, as an athlete, your days are fully mapped out for you. Between class and basketball, you know exactly what you're doing from the time you wake up to the time you get back to the crib. A lot of people might overlook that aspect of it, but when you got to play a full 82-game season and half of those games are on the road, a big part of being a professional athlete is simply being a professional. Growing up, maturing, and I truly believe the 2 years he spent in the G League will be a huge part of his success and his early on development. Obviously, a huge part of the Trailblazers organization is Damian Lillard. If Damian Lillard decides to stay, I think it will be a great situation for Scoot because not only does he get to learn from a vet, he gets to learn from one of the best in the league that plays his own position. There has been a ton of speculation surrounding whether Damian Lillard wants to stay in Portland or not. At first he wanted to stay, then he demanded a trade, then it said that he took back the trade request, and now there's talks about him wanting to go to Miami. Dame has stated that he doesn't want to play with a young star, he doesn't want to be a part of the rebuild phase of the organization, which is understandable. Dame has given so much to the Trailblazers organization that maybe it's just time to split. Just like Kevin Garnett and the Timberwolves, there's no bad blood. Maybe it's just that time. Portland was not great at all last year, and while I do think Henderson will be a huge contributor in year one piece isn't going to make that team contenders to come out of the West. Well, I think Henderson is an amazing player and will be an amazing player down the road. If Dame wants to win anytime soon, it won't be in Portland. We have also been shown that nobody wants to go to Portland. I can't remember the last big name free agency pickup that the Trailblazers have signed in recent history. So if the Trailblazers want to build the championship team that they want, they're going to have to do it through the draft and signing veteran role players just like Denver did. Wembanyama was obviously going to be the first pick, a generational talent, a consensus #1 overall pick. You were getting fired if you didn't make that pick. Because even if he turns out to be a bust, your organization still wins in the short term because of all the excitement and buzz around a generational talent and player like Wembanyama. But unless Wembanyama plans on playing like KD for the rest of his career, he's going to have to put some muscle and some size in that frame. I don't care how tall, how great of a shot blocker, how great a defender he was before this. It's a different league, man. And you get somebody like Giannis driving at you, a guy like Embiid or Jokic backing you down in the paint. Shit is just not sweet. Overall, man, I am excited to see Scoot play in the league, and I think the league is gearing up for Bron's departure and trying to find the new face of the NBA. You can clearly see it's in the NBA's agenda now to try and find the new face of the league with the way the NBA is trying to market and push different players. Will Scoot Henderson be the future face of the NBA? I don't know, man, but I do think he will be one hell of a player.